My name is Viharaa Jayasinghe and this is the 8th episode of the e-commerce web application project, and in this video I will be programming the home page including session management as well as product listing. So let's go to our Google Chrome so we can see my e-commerce web application, and here we are in the registration page. As we are looking for the home page, let's go to the sign in page, and I will be using details of a test user. As you can see, the name is test and the last name is text and the email is this. So yes, and let's sign in. And as you can see in the header section, you get to see hi test. Test is the name of the user. There's a separate section for products as well, and that section is further divided into categories as iPhones, laptops, and mouse. And as you can see, we can see only 4 products from each category. One card has less opacity compared to other cards, and because the stock is 0, I will show you now. Blue Dell laptops. So as you can see, the quantity is 0, so that's why we get to see this red color phrases as out of stock, 0 items are available, and the button buy now button and the add to cart list is disabled, while the watch list one is same as the others. And let's go to our Visual Studio Code so we can get a better idea about the processes. So what's session management? Session management is identifying the client who send in the request from the client side to server side. So we start a session and access the inserted data of that sign-in page from the JavaScript and send those data to the PHP file in the post method. As you can see, we have received it and we have assigned it to $email, $password, $remember me. And then we have searched if there are possible users. There should be one actually. And if we receive the answer as 1 for $n, we echo success, and that is received by the JavaScript, and we select that row. Since it's a row, we can consider it as an associative array, and we assign it to $_session u. And here we are in the header.php file. We start a session and we check whether there's a session with values, and we assign that to $data. This is an associative array, and as you saw earlier, header part with hi name. So this is how it's happening actually. We in HTML and PHP script, we use that associative array and index as a name, so we get to see that specific user's first name with hi. Now let's go to our home page so we can get a better idea about the product listing. If you consider about the drop down, it's this, and as you can see, we have selected all rows of the category table using this search query, and we have calculated the number of rows, and using an for loop we have selected each row and given them as options. As you can see, so furthermore, if we consider about the product section, you can see we have selected all rows of the category table using a new variable called $category underscore rs2, and we have calculated once again the number of rows of that table, and once again we have used an for loop so we can select each row. As you can see, we have selected each row. This associative array using that category underscore name index, we print the or echo the name of the category, and here this entity is the right arrow. And if we consider about the products of each category, we have selected all products using this search query and assign it to $product underscore rs. Here we check whether category of product table is equal to selected category of the for loop, and we check whether the status ID is 1 and order those products in the descending according to the date of time added, which means if the latest added product is at the top and the last product that we have added is at the end, and the limit is 4, so we get to see only 4 products, not with the order, so that's why we set the offset as 0. And as you can see, we have once again calculated the number of rows of the product table, and using a for loop, we have selected each row of the product table, and this is the card. And here's the section where it determines whether it's an available product or it's unavailable. That's why we saw some cards were disabled because of this. When the product quantity is 0, we get to see this, and if the product quantity is greater than 0, we get to see this. This row determines the image of the card, which is the header. We check whether the product ID is equal to the product ID of the product table, which is this is an associative array. So we use the ID index and check whether that is equal to the product ID of the image table. Using fetch as of, we select each row of the image table, and in that sequence we echo the path of the image in the header section of the card, and accordingly we get to see the image. And similarly we echo the title of the image as well using the associative array product underscore data, which is the product table, and the title, which is the index, we echo the name of the product, and this is the span tag, new, and the product as well, it's the same. We use the product underscore data, the associative array, and price as the index. and represent the or print the price of that specific product. And that would be the end of the 8th episode of the e-commerce web application project, and I would really appreciate if you subscribe, like, and share. And thank you for stopping by, and as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Thank you.